Hi everyone, it's Shanna from Shanna Max Stampin' Up and Shanna's Creation Station. I just wanted to say hi tonight and do a little test run. Tomorrow I have a class set up for 2 kits we're going to be working on, and I had a lot of stuff I wanted to show tomorrow, but I don't think it's all going to fit into one night. So I thought I would do a little bit tonight and just see if everything is working. Let me see if you can see these butterflies. I'll quick check my Facebook page. Okay, good, I do see it. All right, so see, everything seems to run okay the day before, and then when it's the day of, who knows what happens. So we'll get right to it here because I have a couple of things on my mind that I've been wanting to share for a couple of days, but stuff kind of got in the way this last week, and now I am able to jump on here. So yes, tomorrow night is our class with the 2 kits, the Petal Notes and the Kerchief Card Kit. So if you're free tomorrow night at 6:30 p.m. Central Time, I am going to be doing that in my monthly class group that I do have a link for that shared in our VIP group as well. Okay, so the thing on my mind is this card right here. I was doing a class with another Stampin' Up! Person, and she shared this layout, and I can't seem to stop thinking about it, so I want to share it here with you. So this is a pretty basic card setup here with a card base that is 5.5 by 8.5 and then scored at 4 1/4. And I'm using retired products here, and boy, I sure really like it. Well, the paper is retired. The turtle punch is still current. So I kind of like to do that with some of my layouts. I have a few here. These are layouts that I've saved, and I hope to someday have just a huge pile of different layouts that I like. And I tend to use scraps of things or retired paper or just whatever I can grab. And I probably need to find a container to put these all in, but I will do that later. So the technique is using strips of paper to create a background, and then you can use a shape with a cutout so that you can view most of the colors in the background. So now I had just made a card today that I've already sent out, and I'm going to recreate that one for you here to kind of see what I'm talking about. One thing on my turtle punch, let me grab my turtle punch real quick. So sometimes what happens, if you have, this circle was cut with a die, and then in the circle I cut the turtle shape with my punch. And if you'll see here, the punch has 2 little circles for the turtle's face, and I just put sequins over that because when you punch it, you can't really avoid those little things too much in this setup. You'll get the little turtle itself will pop out of it, but then this is the negative kind of thing. So that is, it worked out really good for my sequence. All right, and then put this aside. Another thing to note here is I took some more of my paper, right here, and put it on my envelope. So isn't that great? This is, I want to make this card again, and I wish this paper was still in, but we have more oceany kinds of things that you could always use. So let's dive in, and I'll just put this up here. So my card base is going to be a black card, and it's again one piece of cardstock cut in half, 8.5 by 5.5, and scored at 4 1/4, which I already did ahead of time. I don't know if this was my scrap paper here. This was I was playing with our template layering mask, the butterflies. Isn't it so pretty? It's a shame to be a scrap paper. I mean, I could cut it out and use it for something, but look at this one. Wow. So that's beautiful, but that's a little distracting. All right, so I'm going to make a couple of layers for my card, and I'll grab my paper trimmer. so that you can always see what's going on here. And so what I'm going to do then is for my layer, I'm going to make it 1/4 inch smaller than my base card, which is measuring 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I am going to take this down to 5 1/4 and 4. Always a good recipe for layers, just to take it down. You can do less if you want less color to show. You can sure do that. So you see that is going to sit on there with a nice border of the black. Now I'm going to find a piece of white cardstock. And I know I have it sitting here amongst my pile. Here it is. The necessity, always have a pack of basic white cardstock in your arsenal of things. Okay. I just have this beautiful raspberry piece sitting right here, just waiting for me to do something with it. I will. Don't you worry, friend. Okay, so then for my actual work surface piece that I'm going to use the white, and I'm going to go 1/4 inch smaller for this one than this piece. So this is going to be 3 3/4, and I'm just going to set this aside. All right, I'm just cut it longer so I can use this for another part. And then if we get our piece out again, it's going to be 1/4 inch shorter than the 5 1/4. So we'll be 5 inches. And again on our paper trimmer, so you do get 2 accessories on your paper trimmer. This is the cutting blade, and the other color, the tan color, is your scoring accessory. And you can get more of these blades when it gets dull, and it just comes out. There's a little hole right here. It's a little bit of an indent, and you can just put it in there, and that's how it goes in. One tip that someone told me yesterday was, when your blade gets dull going this way, take it out and turn it around, and then you can keep going for a while before it's necessary to change your blade. Isn't that great? What a great tip. And it does have an arm here that will come out for you to use larger pieces of paper to measure. And you also have measuring down this side too. Another tip is, if you can't see this, you can take a piece of cardstock and just tape it in there so that you can see the numbers a little bit better. All right, now I think I'm at 5 is what I'm going to cut this at. I believe that's right. And a gentle touch on this is all you need. You don't need to really push down hard. Let's see if I cut that right. Okay, looks good. All right, now we're going to set this aside, bring it back in a minute. And so my background colors for this card, I'm going to take from this pack. It's called the Brights 6x6 pack. And these little assortment packs are super cool when you're anytime, but when you're starting up, especially then, because you'll get a little sample of all of the colors that are offered in a tiny little pack. Here's another one I have that I just used. These are the 2021-2023 in color set. So you get all these different patterns and the in colors for this year. And interesting to note, we are going to be coming upon the end of our big giant catalog in May. So there are 5 colors that are going to be leaving us. And I'm going to share that also tomorrow, but I'm going to take a little sneak peek here so you can see it. Oops, sorry about that. Hit the camera. So the 2020 to 2022 in colors are going to be leaving soon. So those are Bumblebee, Cinnamon Cider, Just Jade, Magenta Madness, and Misty Moonlight. So I don't know if you've got a favorite in there. If you do, mention it in the comments, and we can all maybe stock up before they're unavailable. So that is kind of sad because I really use Cinnamon Cider all the time. I use Cinnamon Cider, Magenta Madness, and Misty Moonlight probably the most. And then Just Jade is next, with Bumblebee following at the end. Another thing to note is that we'll get a new catalog. So that means I need to know if you would like to receive that new catalog. And my time to gather that information is the month of March. So if you've had an address change or you don't get a catalog and you want one, just leave me a comment or message me, something like that, so I can put you on my list. And I'll finalize that on the 30th of March. Just really early here, but kind of get excited about stuff. So if you're, there are going to be some other really neat surprises tomorrow in my actual class. So you definitely want to try and attend that. If you can't make it, you can watch the replay. We are going to play bingo, and I'd love to have you in there for some really cool prizes. One other really quick thing that I want to make sure to talk about is Celebration is coming to an end on February 28th. And that means that all of those free gifties that we have, which I'll grab a couple here. There's quite a few. Like this pack. This is the Sunshine and Rainbows pack of Designer Series paper. This will be going away on the after the 28th. The Simply Marvelous paper, and then there's stamp sets. All of these things that you're able to get right now until February 28th are going to be done. So we don't have very much time if you want that. There are a couple of sets that have been unavailable, and if you were planning on getting the rainbow set, the stamp set is actually available right now, but not the die set. So if you want both, I don't think it's going to make it here in time for the end of Celebration. However, if you are planning on getting that and you wanted a Celebration item, if I'm able to, I love to be able to help you out in case I have it, or I will try to get your Celebration item. If might not work out, but I'd sure like to be able to help you. The other set is the windmill set. It's the windmill set with the tulips. That set is looking like it's not going to make it. We can cross our fingers, but I am going to guess it's not going to make it. So let me know if you had your eye on something that you've been waiting to the end of the month to get it, and I will see if I can find an extra of the freebie items. So I can't promise it, but I will sure try my hardest. Okay, and I'll talk about that tomorrow too, so if you're going to watch this, you're going to hear that twice. All right, now what I'm going to do is, if you can look at our little layout here, at the little strips of paper, I'm going to cut out 5 colors in a 1/2 inch long strips. So I'm going to use the ones that I used before. So I know I used that yellow color, and these are the bright family, and I use the purple, and I'm using the same pattern. If you notice, these have different prints on them. I'm going to use these little dots. I think that looks really cool. And then I'm going to use the bright grainy apple green. These are happy colors. And I had some extras, but I'm not going to use those ones. I didn't like those ones with my theme as much. So I'm going to go with my original plan here. And then I think I had the blue one. Let me see. I think it was this one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Boy, this pack is almost gone. Good job using up the paper. Because you need to use it. Don't save it. You need to use it because then you can get more. All right, so I'll put that aside. And again, that was the Brights 6x6 Designer Series paper. It comes in a fun pack that you can experiment with and have all kinds of fun with. All right, so I'll get my paper trimmer, and I'm going to cut a 1/2 inch of each of these. It's going to be a 1/2 inch by 6, which is good because we want to have a little handle to grab things. Oh, sitting over here, look at, I got a new bone folder so that my kind of cruddy looking one here can take a seat. But I don't know if I want to use it yet because it's so pretty. But I'm just going to set it aside. All right, so stay on track here, lady. All right, so half. There's one. Goodness. I also need to change my fingernail polish. Let's see if I get that done before tomorrow. It's looking kind of terrible. All right. That's 2, 3. Okay. All thumbs. A couple more here. All right, and one more. Make me think of spring and Easter a little bit. Okay, so there we go. Now, what I'll do, kind of helps having this grid paper here as under my work area, because I'm going to line up my paper here with these measurements and these little blocks on this side too. I'm going to place these guys in the order that I kind of want them to go with this little circles and lines as even as I can get it. Now, last time I did it, I got the 3 middle ones pretty even, and then I was off for the last one. So I actually ended up cutting the last one in half and putting it on either side of my cardstock. So that worked too. Do what you want. Do what you gotta do sometimes. All right. So there we are. This is how I'm going to do it. And then I'm just gonna kind of try and swoosh it up here, the fuzzy, as best I can. Try to keep them in line. I'm sure you all would do better than I just did on that. And I could use like a bit of washi tape or something to hold this, or I could use my Stamparatus, which is a very nice idea. And then I'm going to take my liquid glue and I'm just going to put a light layer here in this area where I'm going to have the strips. Not too much, just a bit. Then I will lay them on top of the glue, maybe. Just gently try to line up the top part, top edge. And when I'm done, I'll push down on them. Ooh, I almost put that one a different way, which would have been fine. All right, let's see how it looks if I need to cut that last strip in half, which also is fine. Okay. So if I put this one here, it takes away some of my white space. So I am going to cut this last one in half just for good measure of kind of want it a little even. So that's okay. I'm not super particular about it. It's just kind of fun to do. If you're very particular about this, you could definitely use your squares on your grid paper a little bit more serious than I did. I just kind of pushed the stuff and then went. Totally up to you. Part of the fun that I like about it is seeing what happens. A little bit extra glue there. Okay. So excited for tomorrow night. It's going to be fun making these kits. Okay. I also like to make up alternative things that they'll give you cards to make in the kit, and then I think it's a lot of fun to come up with different ideas. All right. Here we are. That looks good. Let me just grab a little tissue. I got a tiny bit popping out right here. Nice. Push them all down now. Okay. Looks good. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut off our handles. Right here. I'm just going to chop those off. Okay. Line that up. And you could save these little pieces if you want and do some other kind of quilting piecework with that. That sounds like a plan. I cut it off just a smidge more. I could use my scissors too. There we are. Alrighty. Pull that off. Nice. And I have a couple of little doodads there stuck in there on my paper trimmer. So I'll take your pick tool and just guide them out. They'll come out eventually, but I like them to be gone. All right, we got that ready. Now we need our circle and our cutout. So you've seen my turtle already. So I was thinking of doing this little guy. He's the unicorn or horse from the Hippo and Friends. I think that would be really cute. So I think I'm going to do that. And I'm also going to get my circle out, my circle die. And then the circle die is from the Layering Circles set, which is these. You get scallops and circles, which is a must-have. Okay, so let's see if I can get him out. So you can use anything. You can use a punch, a die, whatever you want to show through. I did a butterfly on my first card, which was fun. And then on the inside, I put another butterfly. Okay, so let's see how this will look. That's super cute. The butterfly I had used, let's see if I can grab it. Oh, I got a lot of things here. Butterfly is from the Brilliant Wings set. Just the Brilliant Wings dies, and those are amazing. You can cut out this is the piece that I used. Then you can cut out the plain butterfly part of it or the very ornate part of it. So I did, believe it was, let me grab it here. So what I did was this is one big piece. I just took the whole thing and cut out one butterfly shape. And here it is. It was actually this one. And then I cut this, I used on some marble paper. And did I bring those over here to show you? Well, I can cut another one and I'll show you. I'll cut the butterflies too. All right, so let me grab my die cut, my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine and shake up the camera a little bit. Here it is. Get our big guy up here. This is the bigger one. Stampin' Up! Sells 2 sizes, and this is the larger one. Yes, everything fits in this one. There is a mini one that smaller things, your dies will fit in there, and then smaller embossing folders as well. All right, so we're going to get out our sheet number 1, sheet number 2, and then 2 of the number 3s. And I'm going to get some white paper to cut out. We're going to do this together. We can cut out our circle and our little pony, which I think is so cute. All right, so let's see here. We're going to run this through together and try and have it stay. And you could put Post-it note on top of that, both of those pieces, or some washi tape or painter's tape, something like that. But I'm just going to live wild and run it through, and it's going to shake the camera a little. Sorry about that. I'll make you seasick. All right, let's take a look at it, see how it looks. I don't want to lose my circle, so I'll put that back by my circle set. Okay, here it is. And then our little pony. Isn't that cute? And now I will save this little guy too, because you never know when you're going to need that for a cute card. So definitely don't throw that stuff away. I better put him back in his friend envelope. Or, oh, if you've never seen this, this is Hippo and Friends. There are some amazing shapes in here. You can make cool frames, squiggles. There's a butterfly, the hippo, but these are just cool shapes that would make really cool tags or sentiment labels. And this darn little unicorn guy, his horn is right here. All right, I'm just having a pony though. I think it's cute. All right, so there we go. Now we'll get our base again. And so I'm going to have this one sideways, I think. It doesn't quite hit the green, but that's okay. Now, let me move this out of the way and we'll just glue this down. And this card will be all set to go. All right, here's our base. But how much fun can you have doing all of these things? You're gonna have a ton of fun. Gosh. If you have a lot of scraps left over, oh my goodness, go for it. All right, let's just adhere this to the base. This is my Stampin' Seal, which is, it's cooperating a little bit tonight. That's nice. Ooh, thank you. How sweet. And then we're going to just put this on here, and let's hope I didn't put the card the wrong direction. If you ever do that and the card's going this way, just cut it off and then glue it to another base and it'll be fine. Ask me how I know. All right, so I'll put this down. Okay, and put this right on here. Oh, you guys, I wish I would have, I think I took a picture of the butterfly card, so I'll try and share that one. And I'll pop this up with Dimensionals, I think. Because, yeah. Okay, here's my mini Dimensionals. Let's see if I can find my bigger ones. Here they are. All right, let's put this on. And there we go. Oh, goodness, little fuzzies. Dogs. It's very staticky today. And today we actually had a nice sunny day with 20 degrees. It was very windy and very cold all weekend long. So it was so nice to have something a little more doable outside. All right, I'm going to do it like this up here. And then I just need a sentiment. And I'm thinking that I'm going to use my thanks dies, which if I don't know if I showed you these last time, but these are the amazing dies, amazing thanks dies. Oh my goodness, they're so great. It says you are amazing, and it has the front part and the back part of these words, and this is my new favorite thing in the whole world. You must get this set. It's just so good. So I do have a pink one cut out. That's the background. And I'm going to grab, maybe I'll grab something sparkly. I have that. I have some vellum for the in colors. And I'm going to use that for the front part of the thanks. And let's see how that works. Try not to mash everything, so I really want to use that part up too. Okay, so put this down and bonk the camera a little again. Sorry. Put this face down. Okay, so this is the background piece and that one is the more defined piece. Let's see how this looks on a pink, already pink background. I usually do black as the background and then a color as the defined words, but gosh, that really shook ya. Hang on, hang on. Let's see how that looks. Oops. Okay. There it is. So it cuts it a little bit thinner. So then it'll fit on top. Oh, that's perfect. That's just what I was looking for. All right. Now, set this aside. These do get kind of wacky looking and all marked up and stuff, but they still work. Okay, here we go. My dogs might bark because my husband's coming home. Sorry about that. So we'll try to hurry this up real quick so you can... Oh, yes. I don't think... they're going to keep barking. So sorry. They try to get done before he comes home, and, well, it does not work. All right, so I'm just putting some of my liquid glue on there. You could use Dimensionals if you want to. And... there we are. Put that down. I'm kind of having everything go a little sideways, so that's fun. And then the sparkly part will go right on the top, so it gives it dimension and sparkles and everything that we like. I'm not going to put too much on here because you might be able to see a little bit of the glue through the vellum. So, hi! Just making a video. I'm almost done. All right, there we go. This on, and there we go. Very, very cute. And then last but not least, I'm going to put some of my iridescent rhinestones on, which I've been using all the time, every day. And I'm just going to put it on the pony. Put it around here. Actually, the dogs didn't do too bad. All right. And then I think I'll tie I'll put a little bow on there too, maybe. Let's see. How many things? It's pink. I do. Got a little pink here, and I think I'll just cut a little tiny bit. And I'm not going to make a real bow. I'm just going to tie it in a knot. Okay. All right, if I can do it. Yeah, easier said than done. All right, trim that up just a bit. I kind of wrecked it. It's a teeny tiny one. All right, and I'm just going to stick that on there. And I have my glue dots that I will use. Again, if you've ever gotten a kit or a paper pumpkin kit, you'll get the glue dots on a sheet and they're covered. These are glue dots that they're on tape. I don't know if you can see it, they're right there. So you can easily get them off, just pressing what you want on there, and then it'll come off, and it's on the back of my bowl. There we are. Okay, now I might add some Wink of Stella to that to make it sparkle. Wink of Stella is our glitter brush right here. And to do that, make sure it's twisted together. So if you can see the sparkles on the end of that, it has all kinds of good sparkly stuff in there. A lot of times I'll just do this to fling little bits of sparkles. You can also paint it, of course. You can do this with the markers too, the Stampin' Write markers, to add a little bit of speckling to your project. Okay, love that too, another necessary item. Okay, so that is my layout idea of the day for you. Another idea, let me just grab my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. I want to show you that butterfly die cut because it's super, super neat. All right, so there we go. And I turned it around a little bit, but you can do whatever it is you want. I think that's just a lot of fun. Okay, now grab my machine again. Okay. Going to show you this big butterfly die set as it's on my mind. So I'm going to use, this is a Stampin' or a Celebration item. This is the Simply Marvelous paper, and you can see, now maybe if the machine wasn't in the way, one side is lighter, one side is darker. So I'm going to cut out I'm going to use the purple piece because I've already used the pink and the green. So here it is, and I'm going to cut out, here is the die set of the butterflies. And I'm going to take this one big piece and run it through so you can see what happens. Okay, so I'm going to put it face down on the 6x6 paper, and then put that in my machine. Try to get all the butterflies on the sheet. Same setup as we just did. Okay, and we're gonna run it through. And sorry, it's going to shake, shake, shake. Hold on, it's almost done. Okay, so neat. So if you want to make more of this card or another kind of card, these would be great for it because the paper is so pretty. Okay, now here, this part, you can see all the butterflies cut out. Okay, so now you have all kinds of these butterflies, but it gets better. Hold on to those, stick those on cards. And then if you use the very ornate parts of the dies, which are on this sheet here, these will all match all those butterflies you just cut out. So I'll grab some white, or you could use anything that matches the paper. Let me see if I have a tiny piece here to run through. I've got a bunch of things just sitting on the side of the camera. I was hoping I'd have a white one. I don't have, oh wait, I have a cream colored one. There's some off-white actually. So I'm gonna put my butterfly on there. I'm gonna fill it up. I'm gonna put all my butterflies just to show you how you can do that and how cool they look. Try to get my paper filled up real good. Okay, I don't know if these will all fit. Pretty close. Okay, give it a shot. And then run it through. And this set's in the big catalog, so not the mini catalog. All right. I'm shaking the camera again. Oh, sorry. There we go. That was a tight one. All right, let me get this out of the way. All righty. There we go. Get these guys back on their sheet. Okay, here they are. So you can see all we have to do is just punch these out. And what I did on my card that I mailed out today was I just took the, this is a little bit thicker paper. I took my take your pick tool and then just popped out these other pieces here that were on this side. And this one's a little thicker, just like that. And then you're able to, when this is all picked clean, you can stick this on this piece that matches. Well, that one doesn't match this one, maybe. Yes. So you can stick this piece on to the back of this, and then you can see the color through the die cut. And let's see if I can do it really quick. Take your pick tool. All right. So eventually, well, it's boring to watch me do this, so sometimes. Okay. This paper is a little thicker than I usually use. Okay. Pop that out. There we go. I just wanted you to be able to see how it looks through. Well, I'll finish this later and show that to you later, but then I would just pop this up on Dimensionals, have it like this so that you could see the cool purple. And so I used that on my butterfly card earlier that I made, and I'll take a picture of that. And or actually I sent it out already. I already took a picture of it. And then you can see. Okay, so that is about it for me today on my little practice before my class tomorrow. All right, so I will keep working on this and share a photo later on today. So, all right, thanks guys. See you tomorrow.